Alright, Jen, let's try to knock this out real quick. So, quick rundown. You're gonna want a tank that's gonna take all your hits, so make sure you have tank armor. Use daggers because daggers are fast attack speeds. So you're gonna do a good bit of damage. You want them to do a decent amount of damage, but also just be sustained while taking hits. Your other tank, you want to be like an assassin class. That's what a lot of people call them. Once again, daggers. Put your better daggers on him. Damage per second, just under 30,000. For his equipment, archer. He's still going to be put in the front, but you're going to put archer on there. Don't worry about artifacts for now. But for everybody else, if you have artifacts, because you're higher than him and you're watching this, because this video is primarily to help Genravi out on his fighters. But anyone else can use this and base yours the same way, just obviously update it so it's more accurate towards you. It's not going to be hard to do. For this, if you have this artifact, great. If not, put some sort of teleport behind him, because he's not going to be able to sustain himself. For this one, any artifact will do. I have one that stuns targets. Alright. So you want those two to be in your main setup. You want a tank to sustain yourself, another tank to do a bunch of damage. He's going to be the main attack force doing damage. Alright, for this, for when it comes to mages, spell power is everything. It really is. Resurrection mage, that's one you're going to have. Make sure, like I said, spell power. Make sure on the rings, magic damage on the mages for that. Spell power on their amulets. Obviously for your tanks, if you know, it's just regular damage. Spell power I have on these amulets because I don't really have any other amulets. And artifact wise for other people, this one slows the ability cooldown on enemies and speeds it up for you guys every now and then when an enemy is resurrected, which is pretty cool. But yeah, basically just put gems on all of your stuff, get it as close to whatever level your character is, and focus primarily on buffing up their stats based off of what type of fighter you have them as. So because this one's Resurrection's not going to be more of a damage per second mage. It's going to be one based off of its spell power and its ability to heal people. You're going to want to really boost up your spell power. So spell power here is 39,000. Healing people 18,000 from the weapon, and then almost 70,000 from just spell power. And your next one, I use Hannah. She's my restore mage. She's basically the healing mage. Once again, spell power. Spell power is key. I need to get a better necklace for her, honestly, but I don't have anything. But I need to get a better necklace on her. Like I said, magic damage for their rings because they were magic. Try to avoid putting regular damage on your mages. And if she dies, since she has a healing ability, upon her death, she summons someone else that can heal. And if the minion dies, it restores basically 10,000 in all allies for 5 seconds. So that's 50,000 per ally that's still alive. So it's a pretty good effect. Spell power here, 40,000. Fantastic. Third one, which is the one you're probably not going to use a lot, especially for you, Jen, since you have 5 fighters. This is the one that you're going to want to make, but not have in your main setup. This is the one you're going to add in whenever you do Djembe. You should be able to have 6 fighters in Djembe, even at your level. You should be able to 6 fighters for Clan Wars. You're going to add this one in. I did this boost up and level up all my gems so I can improve it. But another mage. This one's primary focus is damage. It's really good especially when it comes to dungeon. which I've actually been thinking about messing around with it a little bit and swapping out, say, this damage mage. Well, some guy flying past, being rude. Wait for him to leave. Alright. Yeah, this one, great for damage. It's really good in dungeon. I've been thinking about messing around in a little bit. Probably not tonight, probably like tomorrow or even like Saturday, like over the weekend. Just messing around, throwing in somebody else, giving them the artifact instead, because the artifact's pretty good. For this one, it's just random fighters can use for 2 seconds, which helps a lot. And I don't think I went over. This one summons a ranger whenever an ally dies. It summons a archer to help fight. Like I said, this one's great for teleporting effects. But yeah, once again, mages, spell power. When it comes to mages, spell power is key. Obviously, gems, spell power, and their abilities. Try to get like some fantastic abilities on them. This one's pretty good because it's my damage mage. When taking damage, 37% of increasing its own magic damage by 60% for 10 seconds. Pretty good. And then you only want one archer. If you don't want to use a damage mage, throwing another archer or another healer is what I would recommend. I'd probably honestly use another healer. I use primarily another healer in dungeon. Like, my primary setup is dungeon. If I have 4 people, depending on the health of my people, I throw in 2 healers with my resurrection and Matthew, my main tank, because he's the one that's going to take all the hits, and then they're going to heal him up, so he's never going to die, pretty much, effect. For archer, try to get something where they're doing a lot of damage and a lot of crit. For them, you want their damage to be pretty decent. Spell power is because his necklace, which honestly I should probably swap out this one for this one, or I may swap that out. Yeah, I'm gonna swap these two real quick. Her spell power goes down. She got a little bit weaker, but I just boosted her up a good bit, so that's good. But yeah, I use a teleport behind effect, especially with Tom, my archer, and Jerry, my assassin. They'll both teleport behind normally at the same time, and I can knock out all their archers and start taking out the resurrection and healing mages pretty quick, which is nice because then it stops them from healing or resurrecting, or it wastes their mages' abilities on their archers instead of wasting them on their tanks, where that's gonna be the hardest thing to kill. So it's a pretty good effect, pretty good combo. And for them, it's gonna be the same thing as the tanks when it comes to their ring. It's damage, crit, dodge, and armor and health. You want. It's kind of hard to get a good ring or a good amulet. If you notice, like, all my amulets have spell power. I honestly need to try to find a better amulet, because other than 2 of them being different, they're all basically the same thing. But it's not bad with the spell power one here, because it still has magic armor, health. The spell power is the only downside. But the only good thing about this is, even with the spell power being the downside, it still has magic armor to protect from the mages attacking them. It still has armor from the physical attacks, health to help give it more health, because more health is never going to be an issue on tanks. I recommend putting in better stats for them. It's alright to have their health lower, as long as you have great stats on them to compensate for their health being as low. Like I do with Jerry. Assassin class, which is right here. His health is only 96,000, basically 97,000, but damage per second is almost 30,000. He has pretty decent armor. Magic armor not the best. His crit's pretty good. Dodge is pretty decent. Spell power is obviously not really needed for him. Compared to Matthew, who does almost half the damage, a little less than half the damage of Jerry, but he has higher armor and magic armor, which their magic armor is pretty almost the same, a little off. It's like 1,000 off, and that's how you want to set your classes. So I'm glad no one's posting in chat, so I can just swap to you real quick. So for you, I've already gone through this, and I actually made a video a little bit ago, but I was stupid and deleted it somehow with an error, I guess. I don't know. It told me error from saving. So I'm doing it again. So trying to go a little bit quicker this time so it's not as long. I think it was just because it was so long that it couldn't process. With this, weapon, fantastic, is daggers. Put more gems on. This, fantastic. I keep it as is, honestly. See where it says the description on it. It says when taking damage has 30% chance of increasing magic armor 50%. That's good. That's good for your level. If you have something better where it says it heals itself, like my main tank Matthew, he can heal himself with his. If you have something like that, put that on over this, but keep it legendary, close to level 70. Your amulet, all mine has spell power, so this is probably going to be the best you can get unless you have one without spell power, which I don't currently have. If you do have one without spell power, legendary, and it's better for a tank class, put that on obviously, but gems. You gotta put gems on. This, perfect, gems. So your first tank's good. Let's see. Your second tank. Ditch this weapon, get another weapon, preferably daggers. Preferably daggers that show more damage per second instead of the almost 5,000 you have on this one. So if you have one that says like 6,000 or 7,000, that'd be perfect. Try to keep it legendary, as close to level 70 as possible for the requirements, because the closer it is to you, the better it is for you, like the better the gear is going to be. So it's alright for legendary to be, like for your gear to be 2 or 3 away from your hero's level. So if you're level 70, level 67 is alright. Anything after 5 you really don't want to use. If that's the best you have, obviously use it because it's the best you have, but you're going to want to try to get something better to replace it, especially if you said your level 70 right now is maxed out. Before upgrading to Trainer 9, you're only at 757,000. Like honestly, that's pretty low for a TR8. Most TR8s are higher. But yeah, I would swap out the weapon. I would switch the armor. So where I had my assassin class, it was archer gear, because archers give better damage with the gear. They don't give armor. So I would swap out this for archer gear that has the highest amount of damage. Obviously legendary, close to level 70 as possible. Ring, I'd keep the ring. Ring's fantastic on him. Just put gems on it. I'd swap out this necklace for another legendary necklace. If it has to be the same kind of one you have on this tank, so be it. But he needs a better, especially being a tank up front, he needs to have a legendary necklace on him. I'd make sure you keep the legendary necklace you have on your archer, or on your mage though. This one, great for resurrection, but you're going to want to put a better weapon on him. I like how you have all the gems filled up. I'd take him off and put him on another legendary weapon closer to level 70, because he's 11 levels behind, which is not the best. But if it's the best one you have for resurrection, keep it. It's pretty good. This one, since he's resurrection, he's not really a damage type mage. I would try to swap out this with another level 70 legendary outfit for mages. If you have one, preferably something that has more to do with healing or pretty much anything else that can help you out over damage, because you're not really going to be doing, you don't really want to be doing a lot of damage with him. You want him more focused on healing. But I like the spell power that's on this, so if you don't have anything, this is great to keep. Just put gems on it. Necklace, fantastic. Just put gems on it, especially how you have the spell power higher than your other tank. The epic ring, you need to get legendary closer to level 70 if possible. If this is the best you can do, that's fine, but you want to put a legendary ring that has magic damage on it, because I don't think you can get one with spell power. If you can, put it on. Spell power is everything, like I said, with mages. Let's do this archer. Alright, so for your archer, you're going to want one setup for an archer right now. This weapon is fantastic. It just needs gems on it. If you have even, say, like common gems, it still helps. Every gem helps. Like, you could do what I do, work your way up from common to uncommon. Once all your guys have uncommon or better, then work on getting all your guys from uncommon or from common to rare. And once everybody has rare or better, start working on getting them all to epic and better, and then all legendary and better. And that's what I did with mine. As you see, all mine are rare and better. A good bit of them have like epic, some have legendary, but you're gonna want to do that. For this, good piece. I like how he has gems on him. For your amulet, I honestly, if this is the best one you can do, fine, so be it. Let's see. If you have another one that says armor instead of magic armor, I'd put that on. Like, this one says armor, so I'd probably put the armor one on him and put the magic armor on him. But it's also, this one has better spell power, so it really doesn't matter for magic armor. Spell power is going to be better on your mage. And then ring, like I said, make it legendary, close to the 70. Damage and crit is good. Try to get one with damage, crit, and dodge, just like this. And then this one, I'd scrap him completely for what he has on, and I'd work on getting better here. I'd make him a healing mage, one that says restoration. Obviously putting a restoration weapon legendary as close to level 70 as possible. Now, obviously, if you have a legendary piece of gear, it might not be your best piece of gear if it's not close to level 70. So, like, for instance, I have on this person's training legendary level 45 bow. I honestly just threw a bow on him because I got bored. But if I go over here, level 45, they're level 50. So right now, yeah, it's the best I'm probably gonna get on them. But even an uncommon bow, if say they were level 86 and I could put it on them, this has better damage per second, and like you'll start to notice like uncommon is not really the best. So let me go up to, or common's not really the best. Well, let me do first off archers. But this right here, that's better. That's better. Like, just looking at them all, the higher the level it is, the better. Obviously, legendaries and higher level legendaries gonna be better. But like epics, especially, like I like how this one has crit and dodge. Not a lot have two. Here's one that has two. So if I had a level 94, even though that's legendary, this is clearly better. Like, this is a perfect example right here. So just keep that in mind for your fighters. Try to put the best gear you have for this type of setup you're trying to do. So since this one should be changed to healing, put the best healing abilities you have on with the highest spell power you have available. Obviously, you're gonna wanna your one tank though, which you pretty much already have set up. He just needs gems. But for him, you're gonna want to make sure he has the best gear. Then make sure your assassin has the next best gear, because your assassin's gonna be the one that does all your damage. And then go to your healing mage, which would be this one. Make sure they have they're the third in line to get the best gear. Then it goes to your resurrection. Then it goes to your archer, and if you have 6 fighters, then it goes to your damage mage. Your damage mage is always going to be last, because that's the one that's there to help do damage, but it's not really like required. And you can swap out the damage mage for anybody else later on, but for the 5 setup, you need strong tank, an assassin tank, healing mage, resurrection mage, and then an archer. Those are the 5 you're going to want to use, especially for starting out. It's a great setup. Later on, when you get better gear, you can mess with it a little bit and get better combos, but this is like the basic, generic, what you're going to do. So basically, literally everything on him that's epic needs to be swapped for legendary. The best you can possibly get for who he is, close to level 70. If the epic amulet here is the best you have, because it's not far from 70, it's only 5 off. If this is the closest you can get to level 70 and it's better than all the legendary amulets you have, then keep it. And if you can't get more legendary gear, or you don't know how to, the easiest way, which I've already beat all these, but go to where you're doing the campaign next, and where they have like the boss fight. Like you can see this one, it gives legendary gear. You'll get legendary gear throughout it. These ones give you some epic, rare, and common items every now and then. Portal is closed now, but hit the portal up. Even if you say only make it to floor 16 on the portal. Like I cleared all 80 floors, but say you only get to floor 16 and you can't beat it. Go back to floor 15 as long as you were able to do it without using any spells or anything like that. Like go to the highest floor that was easiest for you to beat. So for me, I can go to floor 76, no spells needed. I just have to go in with my fighters all fully healed up before they go in, and they'll clear it for me, no problem. Which is probably going to be easier now that I just recently hit 4 mil on my might. Or if you guys ever hear me call might, I'm talking about the squad power here, where it's 4,300,000 or 3,700. But Portal, they'll have like chests, or they'll have items in the store after you collect the souls or whatever. I think Djembe may... No. So, maybe here, yeah. If you save up enough in Djembe, you can get the mystical chest, which might be cheap for you guys, because I'm a higher level. I don't know. It might drop a legendary gear, you can do that. Or, what I normally do is I save up and I try to get the violet gems right now. So it's less I have to do to merge my gems to get higher. Arena, great one. Especially you do arena, you get badges of courage from it. You also get glory from every fight you win. It's a good one. Alright, you guys start saving up 25,000 badges of courage to buy your legendary artifacts level 90 to level 100, because once you get there, trust me, you're going to want to need them. It's going to help you out a lot. It's going to be a pain in the ass if you hit level 100 fighters and you don't have any. I trust me, first hand experience. This should be cheaper for you than any items though, because it should go based off of the bracket you're in. If not, sorry guys, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure before, when I was lower, it was cheaper. But for this, literally every couple days it'll change and it'll be something new. Legendary will pop, one legendary, one epic. Just look at the legendary and buy that. Other than that, like I said, campaign, dungeon, if you're high enough to do dungeon, it's not really going to give you legendary gear per se, but it's pretty good. then you can also craft legendary gear. So in the armor workshop, go under craft. You can go, well, it doesn't have to be armor, you can go to your weapons workshop, jewelry workshop. This is where I normally go for mine, jewelry workshop. Say I need an amulet, which actually, so I might just craft one now. Oh, I don't have enough purple shards, great. But yeah, you get 10 purple shards. And you can, I'm not sure if it's the same. I think the higher level you have your workshop at, the higher level your legendary gear will be. I'm not positive, but if you guys do have these unlocked, check it out. It might be something better for you guys to do. Just get the legendary item, craft it. Takes a couple days, but it's better than nothing.